Hi everyone, this is Deanna, the Organized Miss, and I thought I would sit down to do my weekly review and do a sort of plan with me. I haven't done one in a while, so I'm also in the process of doing laundry. So I may have to get up, flip the laundry, come back, but we will work through this. It's been a while since I've done like a big review, but I feel like it's the end of the first quarter and now's a good time to do that. And I just kind of show you my process. So I have, you know, my tools that I might need. I've got some Post-it notes here. I've got my big notebook for a brain dump and just some pens and papers. And I also have my planners. And I say planners with an S, meaning plural, because I use different planners for different projects, kind of category specific. This is what I'm currently using as my everyday carry. This is, I think this is kind of a personal wide. It's a, I think, what is this? A Franklin Covey. So this is a compact, I guess, size. And I really like this size. It's comparable to a B6 and it's just got enough room. I really like the pocket size, but when I have a lot of stuff to do and a lot of writing, I need this. And then, yes, I jumped on the Hobonichi bandwagon, or the Weeks here. I thought, you know, I would try this. It's very similar to what I use in here. And I thought maybe I could thin out my planner with, but I don't know that I've actually accomplished a lot. This is fun to use, but we'll see. I've only had it for a couple weeks. So I have this, and then I have my other books. I'll just walk you through the process, and I've got my notebook. So I'll just jump right in. I'll kind of talk you through it as I go. So, like I said, this is my everyday carry, and it just got all the stuff in it that makes me happy. So, where I would go is to my list section, and I left myself a note here. Okay. So the way my inbox work is, this is my inbox, and so is my purse. So I have a notebook in the back that I designated my brain dump, and I will write notes in here or thoughts, or sometimes I'm in meetings with someone and I'll write those in there. And then when I sit down to process it, I will go through that. Every now and then I'll have a thought. It goes on a sticky, and I will just stick it here so that I will know to process that. So this is a note for me. So this is just my list section, and back here I like to follow the Getting Things Done method by David Allen. It has pretty much, his system has revolutionized my life. If you followed me for any amount of time, you know that I had some challenges with my brain for a while. It just didn't want to work. Side effects of some medication for migraines. And so when I started having my cognitive abilities return, I knew that I needed to find a way to work with what new way I was thinking. So I read Getting Things Done as recommended by the planner community, and that's what I try to do. So I just have in here in this section the workflow, and it's really just a reminder. In the beginning, I struggled with remembering things short term, so it's good to have it. I don't always look at it, but it's here for me. And then I've got the weekly review checklist. I do have my own review that I follow, and so that'll be back here in a minute. But I like this just as a reminder to stay on track. So get clear. I'm going to collect all my things. So like I said, I have this as my everyday carry, my inbox, and I throw things in here. But I also have my purse. So part of my weekly review here is to remind me to clean out my planner and my purse. So I also have a drawer just right there to my right, and when I get mail and things in, and things that I'm not going to process immediately, they go in that drawer. And then when I sit down here, I go through the drawer. So that is something that I also do. I will check my phone and any email messages and kind of start my list. And I have started that in my weekly section. So this is sometimes where I just throw my thoughts down. This really is where it's not pretty. It's just where I get things done. And I usually do not have enough room here. That's just the reality. I don't write small enough. I don't write neat enough, and I run out of room. So I use this layout. This may have been one I made. It may have been one that honestly, I can't tell you. It either came, I might have made this one, honestly, but I would have modeled it off of Filofaxy. So he had a very similar one in a pocket size that I love to use. And so I know that the one I created that looks just like this was modeled after that. So, and I like that there was, you know, place for my appointments on one side and a checklist on the other. And so what I will do is during my weekly review, I will start here. And then as the week goes, as I finish things and add new things, I'll put them on here. Obviously, I ran out of room. I was sitting someplace, and as things were coming to me, I was just kind of dumping them on there. So this is what I will go through. So I've got my notebook, and that's really what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these items and forward them. They'll go on this week. I just sit down with my thing and I'll just go through it. And I'll probably fast forward you as I go through here. Okay, so I have just moved over to my list here. What I'm going to continue to do is I carry this little book around, and it has all of my current projects in it. And so I don't carry them all in here. What I keep in here is my next action items. And so, in here it's next action by category. And here, and so in the back, I just write my next actions, and I'll update this next. In the front, I have each of my a project page, a page for each of my projects, and what I'm doing, or what I'm doing in them. And so I go through here. One, it's to be my trigger list, my reminder for specifics. Like this list is good because it jots my memory. This is very specific at where I'm at in projects to help me keep moving forward. And so I will go through that next. So now that I've gone through my project list, and this has kind of triggered my mind. This is my current project list. I've written everything down. I'm going to check the back here for my next actions list and see what I can check off. So, and sometimes I write on this and I check it all off and I scribble all on it, and sometimes I don't. So, so clean out my planner and purse, brain dump. So now I'm going to start putting things on my in my index. So I have not been using my bullet journal the way that it's designed to, but my goal is to. So I have a journal, a bullet journal that I use for my dailies, and because I don't keep dailies in this one, and I've not been using that, but it says to add any important events to the monthly index page. So let's just look at it and see what I have. So this is just what I've got set up in here. This is my nutrition fitness tracker, little dump book, my list. This is mostly when I go out to the store or something. I just want to grab this. This section is my little junk journal section, and this is what I'm using. This is just a little craft book, basically, that I have my so as you can see, it is not updated. It's Saturday, and I haven't updated it. So I'm not really great at using this, but I'm trying. Mostly I write down things when something significant, I need to process something significant. And I'm just testing it out. So I know that I have my index up here, but so far I don't need to add anything. Nothing. I haven't really done anything yet, but I will update my tracker. And that's it. So I'd mentioned I have a couple other planners or books. This is just a notebook. It's just a little, got it from Target a couple years ago. And I use this for note-taking for our festival. So I had it in 2017 and for the 17 festival, so 16-17, for the 18 festival, 17-18, and now for the 19 festival. So I've been using it 18 and 19. So I just take notes at our meeting, and then when I have an actionable item, I just draw a line next to it so that I can check it off. And I'll go through here and just see if there's anything that I'm missing, but I think I'm current here. Pretty current there. So the next thing that I will go through, it may seem like not a lot. I don't, typically when I do my weekly review, I'll just go through this one because it's current. This also carries my someday maybe list and reference materials. So I do like to go through it because sometimes maybe something has kind of slid off the radar. Maybe I moved it back here and it needs to move forward back onto my current list. So some of it's mostly to just keep things top of mind, but it is also where I keep these materials. So and it says calendar, but I don't really keep the calendar in here. What I do is I keep my tracker, my reminder of things to my trigger list. And then I do have a review for all things princess related. So these are things that I keep top of mind, not just for myself, but also when I'm reviewing with them. And then I just have a place for notes because sometimes I do work out of this, mostly when I'm working with the girls. So I just have some note paper, some blank paper. This is my vision section. So my big picture, my goals. And so I just have them written out here. This section here is my project pages for my pageant, my sections for my title holders. This was something that I got that I need to keep track of, so good. This is a reminder. That's it. That's the extent of that. So feel pretty good. I can do a flip through someday of this, but it's just kind of a reminder. I did find a couple of items in there that I needed to move to my action list. So let's go back to my reference. So now I feel pretty good about kind of gone through everything in my mind, and now I will move it over to my action list or my calendar, depending on where it goes. When I'm setting up my week, my girlfriend gave me this. I just love it. I think it's so cute. So I leave it here. I like to look at it every week. I start setting up. I usually don't do much, but just if something comes up for the coming week, I will put it on here. But I have my big planner, and I've showed this before, I think. This is, I give these to my girls. It's a workbook and a calendar in one, and I really just use it for white space planning. So I need to see things kind of visually, so I want to look at my days by the hour, and I want to have room to write in there. And this, while this is good for on the go, this thinking, it doesn't help me when I need to visualize in my mind. This just has the times. It doesn't show me, like when I glance this way, I can tell how much time I have, what kind of project I can put in there. So this is just to keep me on task. This is really when I need to budget out and look at what I can do in between appointments. So I just write everything down. It's also a great place to document everything. And so I go through this, and I usually I will just scratch things in. And so usually things go on this calendar first, and then I will transfer. It's a lot of transferring, but it's good for me because repetition helps with my memory and my recall. So I've got just this. I use the monthly overview as a master calendar, and it's really just either all-day events or major appointments on those days. And then I'll just kind of start a list on this side when I'm going through the previous month and something comes up and I'm like, put it there to remember. So so I have a couple of things here that I need to kind of stay on top of. So I'm going to put it on my action list. And so I'll look for this coming week. And this coming week, got this already on my everyday carry calendar. I believe I have this, so let's just check. Okay, I've got an appointment that I didn't write there. This is the only place I wrote it. I usually have this one open on my desk when I'm writing and working, and so this is usually where everything goes first. But if I'm away from the house, that's the spot. Okay. And I feel like I have, yes. So that's it. So I've just made sure that I have that my calendars match. And then what I'm going to do actually is go through here and just make sure. I like to review this because what I'll do is I'll write down when I start to work on things. So I know I did that one. I know I completed that one. Just go back a week and make sure I didn't forget anything. But usually I'm pretty good to move things forward or mark them off. I say that, and look what I found. I found a couple of tasks there. So on here, I need to RSVP. So I'm just looking ahead about a week or so, and Easter is sneaking up on us. And I have a niece whose birthday's coming up, but I know that I put it on there for her birthday. And I need to contact him. All right, we are here. So now I'm going to go flip my laundry and I'll be back. Sorry, I don't know where I lost you there, but I started to say how I'm using my weeks. And because I can get overwhelmed when I look at things and I start scratching things off. Obviously, this, to help me each day, what I'll do is I will pull in my daily review what I want to do. So each day, and I will put it in here or on here. I had a lot of appointments last week, which is why I didn't get a lot of things done. I'm still experimenting with what I'm going to actually do with it. Oh, look at that. A Post-it note that I hadn't found. But all of these I had in my brain dump. So they're all done anyway. They got moved. I have another Post-it note for things as I go for this week. And I started putting my appointments down, which I'll finish that now. And then on Monday, I will look and see what is going to be done from this list, because this is all just needs to be done this week. I will look and see what do I want to do on Monday, and I will add it here. And for me, that works because sometimes I just need, I can't look at all the words. So that's how I'm using this, and then I just open this up. Now that I'm set up for the week, I will, I'll do my decorative planning, but I'm not going to do that on this video. When I need to see the pictures, I have another planner that I use all the stickers for. I don't usually do it in here. Sometimes I will put inserts in here when I'm needing that a little more, but I actually just keep a visual planner for memory keeping and white space planning. So I set that up also. It may seem like a lot, but I found that it's actually very helpful. It's very helpful for me to take this time to list out what I need to do, but then also set up pictures so that I can see where my white spaces are and where I can get work done. So I hope this was helpful, or, you know, if you cared, or if you, you know, want to see more about my process. I mean, this is my weekly review. It was pretty simple this week. And yeah, but if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day.